Why don't the politicians use it as a manifesto and tell Ghanaians what we are gaining from the ECOWAS? We have the right. You see what I mean? We have to insist to leave the ECOWAS. That's all I know. Because
So,
agreement signed in 1975 by military regime. Why does it have to impose on us military agreement? And these politicians are saying military governments are not legitimate, they are not lawful. So if you are not lawful, why do they use the agreement 25 years ago, military administration, to ban on us at this modern time? Whilst you politicians have been elected legally, democratically. So why don't you call a referendum or maybe wait for the country to develop?
Look at this Igbo king. You have come to my country. You're doing your festival. That festival you're doing is not right. And I think when I came to your platform, I've been hearing a lot of people are complaining about that. But this man is so rude. He is so, annoyed in such a way that he doesn't want to go down and obey somebody's rules. But you are not Ghanaian. You have your own country. So why do we have to sit down for this man to come and rule our country for us? How can you have a parish in our country and then you can come out and announce to the whole Ghanaians and your people that you need about 15,000? Sometimes he will say he needs like 20,000 people. And he talks with authority as if Ghana belongs to him, And our leaders, are so mute in such a way that they cannot come out when this man is doing something wrong to complain or to even contact him and put him in, where he belongs. Brad Peter also talk about ECOWAS. Yeah, I know ECOWAS, we have to move ourselves from ECOWAS because ECOWAS is not going to help us. But, you can't just get up one day and say, I want to, it has to be on process, So in my opinion right now, the Nigerian people, especially the Igbo king, the three things that he wants to do in Ghana eventually is going to bring more problems to Ghanaians. He wants to celebrate his ritual festival in our country to meet his ancestors. His ancestors were not Ghanaians, So if he wants to celebrate that festival, he has to go back to his country and celebrate with them, not Ghana. So our leaders need to stop him doing this. And secondly,
let me come in a bit. But he was saying it's just a festival to display their culture.
No, I don't think so. No, it is not true because he won't tell you the truth because they know what they're doing. Because the other time I heard them saying that Ghanaians also display their culture in people's country. Of course, I'm not going to lie. About that, we also celebrate our destiny in people's country, but we don't have festival in any. We don't have Paris in any country. You see, Asante went to UK few weeks ago to celebrated his birthday. It didn't take him even a 1 week to came back to Ghana. And I don't think Asante has Paris in UK. You see what I mean? So if someone comes to your country and said, I'm going to have my Paris, in the near future, that person is going to stand on his feet and said, this land is mine because he bought it. And they gave him the power to, establish whatever he wants. And this man is saying that he's going to he's going to build his village. And that then is not just a village. It's going to be a state. And then by the time we realize the 16 regions that we have, he's going to have state on every region. You see what I mean? So, and then after that, he's going to open his school, Igbo school. So by the time we realize that this man's state it's going to be even more than we Ghanaians, what we have in Ghana. So I don't think Igbo King and Nigerians, we have to allow them to stay in our country. In first place, they don't respect us. They said they don't take Ghana serious. Okay. So if you come to my country and you cannot humble yourself to abide by the rules and regulations in my country, then you are not ready to stay with me. Okay? And this man has an agenda, because when his people, do something wrong, have you ever seen this man, coming outside and, talk about what his people are
People
doing?
are doing.
By everything
By
that he's
everything
doing.
that he's
So,
doing. So,
I mean,
I mean,
he wants to tell us that he doesn't see it, or he doesn't see them, you know. So this man is very bad man that we don't need to, encourage him to do whatever he wants to do in Ghana, because he knows that Ghana is so cheap. And Ghana, there's no any laws, nothing. Everybody is able to do whatever he or she wants, and that they are taking us for granted. And anytime he comes out, he will be like, Ghanaians, we love Nigerians, Ghanaians are good. No, we are not going to sit down for someone to take our kindness for granted. You see what I mean? So for me, if you ask me, that's what I'm going to tell you. Chinese people, we can deal with it. It's easy to deal with it. If our elders, our leaders are serious, we can stop them. It's my country. And what they're doing, they themselves know that it's not good. You are destroying our water. We are doing bad things. It's going to affect the land. You see, so that one is easy to, bound them. But when we talk about Nigerians, that is our headache. That's our problem. So I think we have to deal with Nigerians. We have to stop that Igbo King, the three things, festival, built his own village and invite his Igbo people, 2 million or two, whatever, to come to Ghana. These three things, we have to stop him. And then after that, we will talk about ECOWAS, to move ourselves from ECOWAS and then check our borders, so that those people who don't have documentation that they live in Ghana, we can also, immigration can take all of them, so that Ghana, we will be free. Because what is going on now, no? If we give ourselves, people come out and they say 5-10 years, it won't be 5-10 years, even 1-2 years. If we don't do anything about this, it's going to be disaster for us. So if you ask me, this is what I can say.
But someone may ask, we have the Yoruba, the Yorubas also have their, because you were emphasizing more on the Igbo king, but we
Oh,
have
yeah.
the Yorubas also have their leader here who is a chief. I'm sure the
Okay.
Hausas also have, and the other tribes as well. Why the
Um,
Igbo king, no?
yeah, because Rush, you and I know that I was born and raised in Ghana, and in my life, entire life, I never heard there's a people called Yoruba people. So if these people were in Ghana, that we were living with them for so many years, that means they are okay with us. When we talk about Hausa people, the same thing I would say. Look at this Igbo. He's very disrespectful man. Just brought his people not too long ago. But see how this man is doing. So you can imagine if this Igbo man was in Ghana, like where Yoruba people were in Ghana before. Tell me, what you and I, where are we going to stand right now? You see what I mean? So that man and his people, every country mention specific that name, Igbo. I think you and I know. You see what I mean? So if we are emphasizing Igbo people, we know what we're talking about. You see what I mean? Yoruba people, that I just heard about them, what I didn't like about them, that they try to, divert our history. That is very bad. That is why when I came to your platform, I told them to come out and apologize to all Ghanaians, because it was very disrespectful to Ghanaians, that someone from nowhere will come and read our history to us. It seems like Ghanaians, we are dumb. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what is good for us. So when we came out and people started talking about what they were saying, have you seen them outside anymore? No. So we have to make sure our history, we will, keep our history. We will tell our children, if we have a place where we have to put our history, so that will be on internet for 100 years, 200 years, we have to do it. so that nobody from anywhere will come, and one day you and I might not be there. Our children, our grandchildren, people will come and say, Ghana is for them. So we have to educate our own household, our people. So for that one, it's okay. But Igbo people, they are very rude. When they go to someone's land, they don't abide by the rules and regulations over there. They are the people killing people. You see what I mean? And then the funny thing about them is that, or about our leaders in Ghana, is that when these things happen, they kill somebody, you won't see any elder, any minister coming out and even protest or say something about it. So it seems like, I mean, they've been doing this. They've been doing this every day, every day. Anytime they have the chance to do it, they will do it because Ghana is too, free for them. You see what I mean? So we have
Wow.
to work on the Igbo people, Igbo side. They are, they are the problem. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for your submission. Amagana, welcome to the platform. And please,
Thank you.
everybody out there should go and check Amagana's, contents
You know
out.
it, yeah.
She does a
Thank
very
you.
wonderful job over there. So go watch her content, subscribe to her channel, and like and share it out there. So
Thank you.
Amagana,
Yes. Can you hear me? First of all, can you all hear me?
yeah,
Can you
we
hear
can
me?
hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Because I'm
Yeah.
using my earbud. Okay. Thanks.
Mm.
Yeah, so what do
Go
you
ahead.
think about this ECOWAS thing that everybody seems to be talking about? That Ghana has to, it's about time Ghana opts out of ECOWAS and all that. Do you think
Yes.
that is really the starter?
Yes. I do believe that is the issue. So traveling is like everyone wants to travel and it's okay to travel. But in Europe, for example, they have systems in place. They can track you. You enter their country, you're in the US, it will be social security, it's linked to your driver's license. So they're able to track your actions. You might think they don't know what's going on, but there's a way to track you. However, in Ghana, we don't have those things in place. That is a problem. So when ECOWAS opens the doors and you are free to enter the country for 3 months, because you have those 90 days. So you come in, there's no way of tracking who has entered. There's no biometrics. I doubt whether biometrics fingerprinting is done at the border, since our immigration officers can be paid off with this ridiculous amount. So that is the issue. Who are we letting into the country? We are barely 35 million. We are not up to 35 million. So it's not the issue of people coming in. It's the ability to track them and know who is who and where are you going. What are you bringing to the country? When you are entering Europe, at least I think you have to have a 45 education level. Like you have to pass your common entrance at the very least. So what skills are you coming to add? Another
Yeah, it
thing
won't
is the
happen.
informal sector. Some of them claim they pay taxes. What are you paying when you are in a store and the space is retail for the indigenous people, the indigents, and yet we don't really force you out of that space because your so-called chief says temper mercy with justice. Basically flout the rules of Ghana, flout the laws of Ghana, and do whatever you want. That is coded information to his people who are already, most of them, I'm going to say most, not all, are disobedient and recalcitrant. Like they do whatever they like. So my thing is, it's not so much you coming to the country, but when you come into someone's space, respect the space. Do not think that because they are lenient, you are going to take advantage. I'm going to do
They
a
won't
video and
listen.
I'm going to, excuse me.
They won't listen.
Did you
They
say?
won't listen.
No, exactly. It's almost like going into someone's house, especially the UK. I don't know now because I moved on to the US after that. But the UK, it was almost like when you go into someone's house, they are rationing heat, they are rationing water. Like when you get in the shower, you have to be quick, 5 minutes, you are out. So, okay, someone lets you come and stay with them. The fact that maybe after a while they are not watching you stringently is that they've given you the rules, abide by them. But these are sneaky people. They come in, they see that, oh, these people are kind of relaxed, they are lenient, will take their kindness for weakness. And that's the problem Ghanaians have. things that we don't
Yes.
see, the fact that we don't always speak up, the fact that we don't say things does not mean that we are unaware. So you go into the person's house, and the way they brush away South Africans is another nonsense. Like, you go into their space, they say don't bring drugs, and we are not saying Ghanaians and South Africans or whatever country we are totally innocent. Our thing is that we have enough of our criminals. We are dealing with our own criminals and incompetent leadership. Do not come and add your own to us. That is all we are saying. So if you are there, then behave properly. So you go into someone's house, because this afternoon I was trying to make it, because they are very tone deaf and they act like they don't understand when you are trying to communicate with them, some of them. So for example, if someone like back to you are abroad, you travel, someone houses you, their teenagers are now testing drugs, right? And you are like, oh, I'm in that space, let me take advantage. Although the person is hosting you, the fact that their child is showing a weakness or propensity to take drugs doesn't mean sell it to them, which is the nonsense they spout to South Africans. If South Africans have allowed you in their space, and they are okay, there are some people who are kind of not there yet, that doesn't mean you take advantage. And when you are talking to them, then they become defensive. It's because you are stupid, you can't do what we do. No, you don't go there and take advantage of what is there. That is the
They
whole
won't
thing.
listen.
You are in the
They won't
person's
listen.
house, and you are taking advantage of the situation. And then when it comes, push comes to shove, and they say they don't want you, oh, you are jealous. Jealous of what? Jealous of, I don't want to use your misfortune, but jealous of your one of your towns. I think it's Mono State
Criminality.
underwater. Like, what are we jealous of? Of floods, we have floods in Ghana too. But thank God that it's like we don't want to laugh at someone's calamity, but you make it so hard to be loved, and then you don't understand when you go on different sites and people are like, Ghanaians are humble. They think it's mumu. When people, when you behave in a way that people like you, they think you are stupid. But then you don't understand, why are we unloved? Your attitude, you cannot be aggressive. You cannot stampede into someone's space and take over. This Igbo so-called king or chief, this afternoon, but he wants to go on with whatever he's doing. He wants to go on. You would think that he will subside, but I'm not even paying attention to it, because tomorrow I'll see what happens. He will do whatever, sit on his throne. Meanwhile, people are saying, we don't like what you are doing. We don't like what you're doing. We don't. But will they listen? No. They'll rather rub your face in it. So what are you going to do? And then when you retaliate, then they'll come out and say, you don't like us. We are jealous. But we've been saying what you are doing is too much. What you are doing is too much. Before South Africa got to where they were, I'm sure they were saying, be careful, oh, be careful, oh. And then it erupts.